guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Devin and I hope that you will consider sticking around and subscribing. If you're not new, as always, welcome back. You know I love you. Alright, so I'm actually sitting back down to film this intro because I got up and walked away and thought I was done and realized when I was uploading the footage to my computer that I did not film an intro. So thank God I figured that out sooner rather than later. But today we are going to be playing around with the very fun Colourpop and Toy Story collection. So I did not buy the entire thing, but I did buy the palette, the cute little sour candy flavored lip mask, and then I did buy the lip gloss set as well. So if you are here for the vibes, if you're a Toy Story lover, if you're a makeup lover, if you're a Disney 90s baby like I am, then I feel like this is just gonna be a really fun video for the both of us. I did do eyes only today, eyes and lips, to try to keep this video a little bit shorter than some of my recent ones. If that sounds interesting to you, if you just wanna hang out with me because we're friends, then let's go ahead and get into the tutorial right now. Hello, how are we doing? I am doing pretty well today. It is a stunning, gorgeous, it's like literally Toy Story skies out my window today. We're turning the corner in terms of weather and I could not be happier about it. So I guess before we jump into the palette, let's break out this, guys. So this is the Sour Candy Lip Mask. It's got the aliens on it. We've got the little Pizza Planet rocket ship. So cute. And this is called the Chosen One, I guess is the name of like the shade name, for lack of a better term, the Chosen One lip mask, and it's supposed to smell like sour candy. Super cute. Got the little planet on top, and then it's a swirly green and blue situation inside. I love a lip mask. I love anything that smells like candy. Sour candy is like my favorite candy in general. Why do I feel like I can't smell anything though? I did just paint my nails, so I feel like even though my nails are dry, I'm still just like smelling nail polish. Anyway, I'm just gonna use our little alien guy here as some lip prep. I'm just gonna scrape out a little bit with my nail and spread that out. Okay, I can smell it a little bit better now that it's on my lips. I would definitely say it's faint. It's not as strong of a smell as like the Laneige lip masks, which I also love, but honestly a very similar texture. I definitely have tried their lip mask formula in the past, but it's been a couple years and honestly I feel like they improved it. I feel like it's less sticky than it used to be, or at least from what I remember. It feels really nice on the lips, and honestly at first I thought it was gonna go on and I was gonna have like blue tinted lips, but that's not happening. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things like, I just bought this for the vibes. A lip mask is a lip mask, I think. So if you maybe don't want to spend, what is it, like $24 or $25 on the Laneige lip mask, these ones are $12, so half the price. Very similar experience. Obviously we'll have to see how it compares in hydration once it like sits and absorbs into my lips a little bit, but so far so good. And again, it's just cute. It's just cute. All right, so now for the fun part, let's talk about the palette a little bit. The name of it is The Toys Are Here, and then we have Buzz, Woody, and the alien on the front. Do you guys, have you ever, okay, here's a test for my 90s babies. That just reminded me, if you've ever seen the Spice Girls movie, there's a scene where Baby Spice is talking to one of like the male dancers and she's talking about all of her stuffed animals that are on her bed, and at the very end she goes, and then I've got Buzz, Woody, the alien, and something else, and then she goes, so there just wouldn't be much room for you, mate. Terrible English accent, but that's what that just reminded me of because we have Buzz, Woody, and the alien. So anyway, all right, I'm just in my 90s nostalgia vibes. On the inside, we've got this cute detail. I just love it. And then obviously a really fun color story here. This is not necessarily my forte. I work in bridal makeup. I am a neutral, glam loving gal. But that being said, I do feel like this color story is anchored with some neutrals. We've got a nice crease shade here. We've got like a nice champagne gold. This is a brown. We've got a dark brown for like some depth in the outer corner. And then of course, a whole bunch of fun pops of color. Oh, sorry, I'm not even holding it up. But should we just go through the shade names really quick because they're cute? The back of this does also mirror the shade names that were on the box in this little cloud detail, so that's cute. But we have Hold String, Howdy Partner, Rex Flex, Since 95, Go Ham, Saddle Up, Roundup Gang, Bo Peep Blue, Intergalactic, blast off, cowgirl, giddy up, star command, falling with style, and infinity. Love all of those names. So like I said, we are just gonna play today. So I've got my eye tapes on and I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids. As usual, I'm gonna get my P. Louise on the back of my hand. Got up on a brush. This is the Real Techniques 210 Expert Concealer Brush, and I'm just gonna tap that all over my eyelids. Then I'm just grabbing some translucent powder and I'm gonna set down my primer with that. Any powder will do. This is my Fenty. Now, because of who I am as a person and an artist, I do feel like I need to start this look out with the shade Saddle Up to anchor it down. Again, just so that it's not a disaster. And this is like a really nice crease shade. It's not too warm, but it's not too gray. It's a very nice, I'm gonna say it's warm leaning still, but it's just, I don't know, this is kind of like a perfect transition color for me personally. So I am just going to start working that through the crease. Again, just to ground this look. I do have some ideas on how I want to get a little creative with it, but I just want to make sure that I still feel good about it. I don't know, can you guys tell I'm nervous for this video? I'm just afraid that it's gonna turn out crappy and be a waste of time because I don't really play with color very much at all. But I mean, pigment, great. Obviously the camera and the lights wash it out a little bit, so it's not reading on camera quite as vibrant as it is in person, but I do really like this color. So obviously not being shy, just really getting that color in the crease and all the way up. So I just wanna like talk through this out loud to kind of map out where I wanna go from here for myself as well as for you guys, so we can just, you know, align on what we're thinking here. So my vision for this, I think, is we're gonna do a little soft cut crease action on the lid. I think I want Rex. I think I want a green lid. I think that would be really fun. And then I'm thinking a little smokiness in the outer corner with this, just like right along the edge of the tape. And then I'm thinking either yellow or white, kind of in the inner corner, and then Roundup Gang popped on top of it so that we can use a fair amount of colors in the palette without overwhelming myself as someone who is like not super comfortable with colors. So that's where I'm thinking we're gonna go. Let's all just make the sign of the cross and hope that it turns out well. I'm gonna get just a little bit more of my P. Louise, and I'm gonna pick up that same brush that I was using to apply this to the eyelids earlier. And I am just gonna start laying down a base for the green. So I don't wanna have too much of that on my brush to start because again, I want this to be soft. I want the green to pop, but I'm not by any means trying to do a precise cut crease. Okay, so clearly we have brought some brightness back to the eyelid. So now I'm gonna go in with the shimmer. So again, the shade Rex Flex. This is definitely an interesting shade. It's got a lot of iridescence to it. I actually think I should probably try to apply this with my finger first, but look at that shift. How fun is that? It's green, but it's kind of got like a blue and pinky shift in there. That is really fun. But then it also, in the pan, kind of has like a gold shift as well. That's really fun. I love when Colourpop does like creative, fun, unique shades like that. I feel like they're really good at that. Ooh, okay. And I feel like this, especially with the lights, it's not gonna really read, but this actually does not look super green on the eyelid. Wow, that's actually really fun. That's really fun. The lights and the camera are not doing it justice, but it's got all, it really does have all of those colors on the lid. As you kind of move your eyelid around, like the green base is still there, but you get the pink, you get the gold, you get the tiniest hint of blue. Let me turn my light down, or maybe turn it off. Can you see? I mean, obviously now it's dark, so still not the best, but in person, this looks so fun. So as I said, just picking that up on my finger and tapping it across the lid as best as I can, just getting the bulk of it on there. And then we'll use a brush to get a little bit more precise in the areas where we need to. Oh my gosh, you guys, how fun is that? I love it. So again, picking that same color up on a brush. This is my Sigma E55. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm working that up towards the crease and right here in the middle of the eyelid where it kind of meets that matte shade in the outer corner. I don't want too much of like the peelies that we laid down sticking through. Well, my goodness gracious, that is such a fun color. This one feels almost like it would be a super shock. Like it has kind of that, see how much of an indent my finger made? It's got kind of that like cushy feel of a super shock versus like something like this shade, which is like their true shimmer. But I'm telling you, I mean, I love Colourpop. Their eyeshadow formula usually really hits for me. Okay, moving on. So now that we've laid that down really quick, I'm gonna take a little bit more of Saddle Up and I'm just gonna go right here along that line to kind of marry them together because I still wanna keep this brown on the lid even though the green is gonna be our star of the show. So I just always like to do this. I like to take like the shimmer brush and the brush I was using to blend out the matte and just work back and forth a little bit. And again, make sure I don't have any of that primer that we laid down popping through and no harsh lines either. We want a nice seamless blend. So now I'm gonna go into the shade Infinity, and the brushes that I'm using are from a brand called Jessup from Amazon. These all kind of look like dupes for the Morphe and Makeup by Ariel. They're like collab that have been around for a while, but I bought these because I have a couple makeup artist friends that really love these Amazon dupes for those. So anyway, they don't have brush names or numbers. They're just like from that little set. So I'm gonna start adding some smokiness. We're pretty much gonna do like a little smoky wing here in the outer corners. And I'm just using the tip of this brush, again, to just build a little smoky wing. So you don't have to be terribly precise with it. I'm not bringing it up too far this way. I'm just going along the corner and you can see how that builds a little wing so that when we take the tapes, well, this really isn't a little wing to be honest. This is kind of a wing. But once we take the tapes off, it'll be nice and sharp. And of course, the challenge is always just making sure that they are even on both sides. I'm gonna take a clean Morphe M506 and blend a little bit over top. You don't really have to do this, but this is just to soften it a little. All right, we're just, you know, stepping a little out of the comfort zone today. So now I do wanna do some liquid eyeliner. I just grabbed the first eyeliner pen that I could find, honestly. So this is the Sigma liquid pen eyeliner in the shade Wicked, which is just black. And I'm just gonna do a thin line to connect along the lash line with our little smoky shadow wing that we've got going on in the outer corner. So taking that about 2/3 of the way over, and then I'm just gonna take my brown retractable liner from NYX and I'm gonna work that into the very outer portion of the lower lash line. Kind of getting messy with it. Since the smoky wing is more of a brown, I don't want the black all the way out there because it'll be kind of too stark. We won't be able to blend it. So just getting that brown pencil liner and smudging it messily along the lash line and then just using a little smudging brush here to blend that in. All right, I'm gonna do the other eye off of camera and I'll be right back. That looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and take the tapes off. This one's a little bit longer and skinnier and this one's a little bit shorter and fatter. Let's just see if we can just give ourselves a little extension here. I'm gonna clean that up with a makeup wipe in a second anyway, but not bad. Again, not trying to be perfect today, we're just having fun. So like I said, taking a makeup wipe and just cleaning up underneath. So for the sake of time, because my past couple of videos have been very long, today is gonna be an eyes only tutorial. So I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup off of camera and I will come back, we'll finish the eyes, we'll play with these cute little lip glosses and then we'll be done. So I'll see you in just a minute. All right, hello, we are back. Don't look at my brows. They're such a freaking mess. So let's get the boring part over with first. I'm gonna take a little smudging brush, that same one I was using before. I'm gonna come into the shade Infinity, and I am gonna tap that right along the lower lash line to give us some definition on the bottom. And I'm not bringing this in all the way. I'm stopping right about here. All right, and then I'm gonna take a little baby blending brush. This is a Sigma E42. I'm coming back into the shade right here, Saddle Up, and I'm going to blend that along the lower lash line as well. All right, I like that. Just gives us a little balance on the bottom. And now we're gonna have a little fun and hope that it doesn't suck. So I'm gonna come into the shade Howdy Partner, which is just a matte yellow. And I'm gonna tap that right into the inner corner, just like this. And I'm gonna bring it down along the very inner part of the lower lash line too. Again, just to really make it pop. That looks fun, right? A little pop of yellow on the inner corner. And honestly, I do wanna put a shimmer over top just like for the fun of it, but I feel like you could leave it just like this with it matte and that would still look really cute and fun. I like it, guys. Not a disaster, right? Having a little fun with color. It's not a total disaster. That's a win for me in my book. I really like this. I think, you know, what I'm noticing is like I kind of have these colors in my eyes. My eyes are like 3 or 4 different colors. I've got brown around like my pupil, and then I've got almost a little bit of yellow green, and then like a little bit of gray around the outside. So I feel like it's kind of pulling like the brown and the yellow and the green from my eye color into, you know, it's the same color that we have on the eyes today. So I don't know, that's kind of fun. Then lastly, I'm just gonna use that same brush that I was using. This is a JH44 from Morphe. I don't think you can get this anymore, but just let you know what it is. And I'm gonna come into the shade Roundup Gang, which is this nice like champagne shimmer. And I'm just gonna pop that right on top of the yellow just for a little shine. Yeah, that looks fun. All right, you guys, let's get some lashes on. So I'm gonna use my Old Faithful Noblesse lashes today. I think this is a new pair. So I'm gonna pop these on off of camera and I'll be right back. Okay, cute, right? I like it with the lashes. I am happy with this. That being said, we're done with the eyes. So let's do a lip really quick and then that will be us done with this video. So first, let me just show you the cute little glosses that we've got here. So we have Jessie. This is the shade Yeehaw, and it's a red. Then we have Favorite Deputy, which is Woody, which is a gold sparkly lip gloss. All of these are the ultra glossy lip formula. Then we have Buzz and About, which is a purple sparkle, and that is Buzz. And then we have Peep This, which is a pink sparkle gloss, and that is Bo Peep. I am gravitating directly towards Woody for this look. I just feel like this gold is going to go best with this look. That being said, these are glosses. They're sheer. Look at how cute. I'll show you the packaging of this one. So it says Woody on the front, and then it's got his little face and deputy badge up on the cap. Kind of your standard lip gloss applicator. You can see it's a very sheer formula. So for all intents and purposes, I don't feel like any of these shades are gonna look that different on the lips, but I do feel like a little gold undertone will be really nice to top off a lip for this look. So that being said, I'm thinking Almond from Mario for lip liner to start. So let's just get our lip liner on first. And since these Mario lip liners come with this cute little brush on the end, we're just gonna use that to feather that lip liner in. Wow, that really does make a difference. I absolutely love this lip liner color too. I need to order a couple backups. I have it in my kit and I use it all the time on clients as well. And I'm definitely getting low. One in my kit is like tiny. So you guys, I'm so happy that this is becoming a successful makeup look. I was nervous about this palette. Now, I was thinking that I was gonna do a lipstick, but I feel like just with feathering that in, this looks really nice. So let's just do the gloss on top and just see where we get with it. Oh, that's so cute. what smells really good. I love the smell of their ultra glossy lips. It's very candy-y. I wish that you got more product on the applicator. This does feel a little cheap, I'm not gonna lie, but they're not expensive at all, so that's fine. But I do like a lip applicator that gets a little bit more on the lips at once. You know what I mean? Instead of having to, like, this is my 4th time dipping back into this, I think. But all right, let me get this on the lips and then I will talk. You guys, this really is such a cute makeup look. I love the way that looks on the lips, especially with just like a little bit of my bare lip peeking through. Let me get close so you can see. The gold reflect really actually does shine through, and you get a little bit, like it is definitely an iridescent gold reflect, so it's not just gold. You get a little bit of blue, you get a little bit of pink, you almost get a little bit of green, but the base is gold. Formula feels very comfortable on the lips, not thick, not sticky. I feel like I wish that the applicator got a little bit more product on it at once, but it's fine. This is a very similar feel to kind of like the NYX butter glosses is what I'm getting on the lips. Like the same amount of product on the applicator at one time. You do kind of have to dip a bunch of times, but once it's on there, it's comfortable, it's shiny, it's glossy, it's not too thick. It's just a very wearable gloss. I do think this is probably a gloss that you would have to reapply often, but that just is what it is with lip gloss. So yeah, I think that's it for this tutorial. All right, kids, here we go. I am so happy with it. I really was nervous again because I'm so into my little niche, right? Like I'm so into my neutral bridal glam niche that I feel like that's the only type of look I can do. And you know, as far as this palette goes, this is a very neutral, safe look. But I feel like if you're like me and you're not super confident with color, or it's maybe just not your style to use a ton of color, but you were drawn to the theme of this palette, you were drawn to the nostalgia of this palette, hopefully this shows you how you can kind of ground the colors with the neutrals in the palette and still make it a fun but wearable look. I know that this is probably old news already because yesterday at the time of me filming this, Colourpop has already announced that they have a new palette coming out. It is another Disney collab. It is the Tangled collection. I'm tempted, you guys. I love Disney, and especially the princesses, and the color story for that palette is really cute too. It's like gold and purple and pink. So we'll see. I think that goes on sale in a couple days. But anyway, by the time I post this, we're kind of already on to the next. I'm not the best at posting things as quick as they come out. I don't receive PR or anything like that yet. So, you know, I'm kind of late to the game with these types of things, but that's okay. We don't have to be in a rush. So, you know, it's fun. Do you need it? Probably not. But if you're like me and the theme and the nostalgia and just like the feels, if you just want to get it for the vibes like I did, I thought it was really cute. So that's that on that. If you have made it this far in the video and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any future uploads from me. I'm trying my best to post more consistently, you guys. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I am at glambydevyng in both of those places. You'll see a lot more of my client work on there. As I mentioned a few times in this video, if this is your first time here, I am a bridal makeup artist located in the Philadelphia area. Also taking clients in Tampa for January through March of 2026. My TikTok and Instagram profiles are a lot more of my client work, but you will see a little bit of me smattered in there as well, and that's kind of where I hang out in between YouTube videos. So definitely go ahead and be my friend over there as well. But with that, that is going to be it for this video, so I will catch you guys in my next one. Mwah. Love you. Bye.